Evening, everybody, and welcome back to another fun-filled week here in the Basement Show with Mr. Nast. I am Mr. Nast. Joining me tonight is
Ron.
And
I was like, how do I know which side I'm on? Joe.
Joe is
You're
joining
on
us tonight.
you're on that side.
Yeah, top right. Joe's joining the fun tonight. He is one of my friends from a group called Nobody Sports. We talk sports 24/7 in that group chat. We figured, why not bring him on for a show? We can talk local sports, and then we're going to dive into some WWE talk, and then to finish out the show, start doing some fantasy football reference, as we're now getting closer to actual football season. So, hope that's okay with you, gentlemen. If not, we can just have fun and bullshit anyway.
Sounds good.
It sounds good to me. I was just filling out my athletic application to what school was I going to again? East Michigan
Mary
Baptist University,
Plains.
Southern Marys of the Plains. I'm trying to play Notre Dame.
Well, then you gotta go to Navy first, because that's your Notre Dame starts the season against is Navy. So I mean,
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, I brought up the fact that Miami, or I guess I should say Temple, will be playing Miami this year, and tickets are already crossing the $100 a ticket mark, which is kind of unheard of for Temple football, but I'm not going to complain. I like that they're getting the spotlight, even if they're going to lose 100-0.
I don't know. Well, you asked the man to your left. He's a Miami alumni. Ron, how's Miami looking? Does Tampa can Temple beat him or no?
Temple has no chance. Let's just say it that way, and we'll leave it at that. I don't want to offend any Temple grads, but come on.
Oh, too late.
Hey, I mean, Kurt Warner's going to be there.
Oh, well, that's
all that matters.
It's only going to be 75-0 then.
One touchdown is all we need.
Yeah.
I would be ecstatic.
Watch, I swear to God, if I'm putting the hex on them, I'm never going to forgive myself. Watch, it'll be like
to bring Joe back.
A 6-3 game or something.
I'm going on ESPN right now to see what the over/under is already on that game. So disregard me.
Different. If it makes you feel any better, I was accepted at Temple too, actually. So I was accepted at three schools at Temple and Miami and the University of Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
But I picked Miami because I got to go. I got a scholarship to be in the band, and they paid a good part of my ride. And I got to go to Tokyo. So, because we played a bowl game against Notre Dame at the Tokyo Bowl, we spent 8 days in Tokyo, all expenses paid. They sent both football teams, both bands, and both cheerleader squads.
Well, just so you're aware, Temple does have a Tokyo campus. Just saying.
Well, there you go. I might have missed out.
I missed out on college altogether. So I mean, it's just funny to listen to you guys talk, because Ron despises my team. Joe, I know you don't care for it because you're a Temple guy, but Penn State never went, but big fan.
You didn't miss out on a whole lot. I'm still paying for college, so.
No, Penn State's good, Johnny. They have that chant, we are 6-6.
That you really want me to fire him up for you, Joe? How about the movie Rudy on?
Screw Rudy.
Hey, you always got to root for a little guy.
Somebody needs to stuff him in a locker.
When I got started an argument at prom.
Frickin' Rudy. Really, John?
I had to.
Hey, I just want to point out that as of today, ESPN is currently giving Temple a 13.7% chance of winning.
Ooh.
That's actually a lot higher.
That's actually a lot higher than I was thinking. Yeah, I agree with you there.
So check back after we play that week 1 game against Akron.
And what day is the game that they play?
September 23rd.
Oh, so we got plenty of time to draft off.
Yeah, they haven't even given it a what do you call it? They haven't given it a time yet.
Probably 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, it could be a prime time game. You never know.
I don't know. Akron, Rutgers, Norfolk State. Temple could be 3-0. Sorry to all you Rutgers people, but Rutgers was pretty bad last year.
All
right, sorry.
Bounce back. But
September
NFL,
23rd.
NFL.
Yeah, 23rd is the Miami Temple game.
Okay. Do we start with the NFL talk, or you want to dive into the Phillies weekend versus Kansas City?
We could start with the Eagles. I mean, we normally start with football, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
Although the Phils were pretty exciting this weekend, except for Friday.
Except for Friday, yes. But
I mean, hopefully Trey Turner is back. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he had a good weekend. That's all we can say. And they canceled tonight's game at doubleheader tomorrow. So
a single doubleheader.
So you guys getting storms there, right?
Yeah, we got some bad storms. Had tornado watches and stuff. It looked really bad there for a while. But,
sounds like a typical day in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Tornado watches.
I checked around my house. I didn't see any ruby slippers, so we're good.
Perfect.
That's fair. All right, so since we're going to start with the Eagles, do we want to talk about the craziness of last night's open practice with 50,000 fans there? We have 2 new additions to our linebacking room. Not 1, but 2. Yeah. We have the first preseason game this Saturday night in Baltimore. So plenty of football to talk. So it's up to you guys where you want to start, and I'll just listen in and chime in if I feel it's right.
Well, I mean, the pickup of Miles Jack is pretty exciting. I mean, he was I think a second-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Or was he a first or a second? I know he was a high pick. And he actually played some good downs in Jacksonville. So, and the other one was Armstrong?
Zach Cunningham.
Oh, Zach Cunningham.
Yeah. Zach Cunningham, yeah. So I don't know too much about Zach Cunningham.
I was going to say he was also a second-round pick. He was also a second-round pick.
Okay.
They both were second-round picks. I think in was it maybe consecutive years? I'm not sure.
I think 2017. If I'm not, no.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, 6. No, you're right. 16 is Jack. I think 17 is Cunningham.
I will look while you guys talk. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, the Miles Jackson.
But
I mean, they're both young.
Yeah, I mean, they're not really, over the hill, but they're kind of an insurance policy, if nothing else, because after 2 linebacker injuries in camp this week with Nakobe Dean getting banged up a little bit, and one of the other linebackers had a little tweak too. Trying to remember who it was, but it's not coming to me right off the top of my head.
Miles Jack was a second-round pick in 2016 by the Jaguars.
Was 16. Yeah. All right. Yeah, what's the status with Dean?
They're not really releasing a lot of information. So as of right now, it's day to day. But they just, they're kind of keeping it close to the vest.
Sure.
So we'll see. Let's see if there's any update today.
Someone had told me it was an ankle contusion, and I think it was someone in the Nobody Sports thing. He said it was an ankle contusion. I think it was Miz, and he said he might miss some time. So who knows?
Of course, the team finally does what I've been saying for years. You got the best defense in college football. Just draft all of them. And then of course, number one, first one's hurt. Okay, great. Let's see how many Georgia guys we can make it to the starting line with.
You never know. Mike's in the chat with us tonight. Jack had 100 tackles last year. He's fine. Nothing special. Eagles needed death. Dean was the only lock to make the team. I would say Dean and Nicholas Morrow was another lock, but he's had a rough camp, so that's why he was put on the bubble right away. But Christian Ellis is going to be a practice squad guy more than likely, who can be promoted up. He showed last year he has flashes on special teams. So I guess I'll be waiting to see like what other linebackers show up during the preseason. Now that you have Jack and Cunningham, though, those reps are going to be less and less. So,
yeah. I mean, I would still keep an eye on the waiver wire to maybe pick up a. I still think they're looking for a punter. I think it's unlikely that Sipas is going to be the punter this year.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk in camp and with some of the beat writers that they're pretty sure that they're going to be moving on from them. So I think they're going to kind of take a wait and see who gets released and take the best of the bunch.
Yeah, Mike knew where I was going. I was going to say, hey, Sean Bradley's still there. Maybe we can get a Temple linebacker core. I don't know. Where's Matakevich these days? He in Buffalo?
Might be. But yeah, Sean Bradley's mostly a special teams guy, but I could see the reference. Okay. I give Mike credit on that one. He's right. Put me in my place.
Here we go. Matakevich is with Buffalo.
There you go.
Yeah, he didn't play a lot last year. This could be the year. This could be the all-Temple linebacker core we've been waiting for.
Well, if anyone knows Howie Roseman and the Eagles, they always make that surprising move towards the end of camp that bolster roster even more. So, I mean, Buda Baker, maybe?
Yeah, it's just so, how do you, I mean, I'm assuming we're not going to see much Reddick this week. And
no,
you got to have, Nolan Smith or Morrow? They got to be on snap counts. Like, you got to protect what little linebacker depth you have.
True. And I think they may throw these guys right in the mix. I mean, they're experienced enough that they can do the basics, probably step in a short amount of time to prep. So, I don't see them taking many chances with them, with the linebackers. But it's funny today, I heard a report that Russell Wilson is going to play in the first preseason game for Denver, that they're actually going to put him out there in the first preseason game. Sean Payton is a madman.
Yeah, a little bit.
So,
I mean, new coach out there, new system. I could see maybe getting him a series or two, but that's awfully dicey. I mean, if I'm Denver, though, I'm not playing any of my wide receivers because I just lost 2 of them last week. So
I was about to say, who's he throwing the ball to? I mean, who knows? Hey, they were quick to sign Jarrett Stidham, so maybe there's something we don't know. Maybe Russ is going out there to compete for the backup spot.
Oh, jeez.
After last year, man.
But how much can you put on Russell Wilson last year? Or was that more Nathan Hackett?
I don't think it was as bad as I mean, all right, it was bad, but I don't know that it was as bad as Peyton having to trash on Hackett. Like, Russ is still out there making bad plays. Like, I mean, I get it. The coach is going to scapegoat, but Russ looked completely just not there.
Yeah, now he's got Aaron Rodgers running to Hackett's defense and saying that Peyton was speaking inappropriately. So
it's just gonna be ugly. Week 5.
Apparently, Hackett and Rodgers are tight. So
well, that's why Rodgers went to the Jets, because his boys do. I mean, he made it known all along that he wanted to be reunited with Hackett.
That's not why he went to the Jets.
What do I
know? living in Wisconsin, let me tell you, there's nothing these people want to see more than Jordan Love win a Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, coming from someone who's gonna buy a Jordan Love jersey, apparently.
Hey, you gotta rep the team,
foremost. Look, first and foremost, I will always root for the Eagles no matter what. However, Jordan Love taking the Packers to a Super Bowl would be amazing.
Yeah.
Purely really because I despise Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, you're not alone. I think there's a lot of people that despise Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to despise him a lot more after he gets through this Jets season, even though he gave up a big chunk of his salary this year for them to sign free agents. But everything that he's done is so far this preseason, everything that he's done has been a direct this to the Green Bay fans and to the Green Bay organization.
You should have heard sports radio out here when he did, the pay cut or whatnot. Like, the Packers were asking him to do that, to pull a Tom Brady for, the past year or two behind closed doors. And yeah, you're right, Ron.
He wanted no parts of it. Yep. Nope. And now he's doing it all in New York just to stick it into the shoulder blades of the Green Bay faithful, which is it just sounds like a typical Aaron Rodgers move. I mean, he barely talked to his wide receivers in Green Bay, apparently. He had no kind of relationship with them whatsoever. And now all of a sudden he's everybody's buddy in the locker room. I mean, part of that is the Hard Knocks thing going on, but I think another part of it is all PR. It's a little bit of this, little bit of, hey, Green Bay, look what I'm doing here.
I mean, Christian Watson has the potential to be one of the best wide receivers in the league.
I agree.
And Dobbs has some great hands. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to work with the two of them.
As soon as Watson had a couple drops, I mean, the first 4 or 5 games, he was lights out because he was getting targeted. Right. And then all of a sudden he had 1 or 2 drops and it was like he wasn't even on the field anymore. Rodgers would not throw to him. And I mean, he could have had a huge season. He was off to an amazing start last year. I know because he was on my fantasy team. And then I had to drop his ass because he turned invisible.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out this year. And I also was shocked to see that they released Danny Etling yesterday, because as it stands, like, I know they're all in on Jordan Love, but my God, the backup is Sean Clifford.
We are Penn State. Sorry.
I know, just like, oh God. And I know they signed the USFL guy. I can't think of his name, but the guy that won the MVP last year.
Oh, Ron Baku.
Lost Ron.
No, he does that whenever I get hyped about Penn State.
Oh.
But just going back to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, in that case, I don't blame you. I'm just kidding.
So we all know Rodgers gave back $35 million for his salary, right? But then he goes out and spends $9.5 million on this. Look at this beautiful home in northern New Jersey he just bought. $9.5 million on that.
At least he bought it where the Jets play.
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes from the stadium. It's up in Montclair.
The New Jersey Jets.
If he was renting, that would be a little different.
No, he purchased.
Yeah.
Looks like the John Wick house.
That's ridiculous.
I just thought I'd show you. That's all.
So did he finally sell his place in Ashwaubenon?
Probably.
He had a ridiculous house out here.
Yeah.
Well, when you make over $400 million in your lifetime, I mean, you can piss away a couple $1,000,000 on multiple houses. Why not?
I don't know.
To be a professional athlete and the money that they get and then do stupid shit with, please sign me up.
Look, if I was a professional athlete, I would take the Gardner Minshew route. I'd be living in a car.
The camper. Live in the camper.
Live in a camper.
The minibus.
Yeah, right.
The Minshew
drive myself to the away games.
He's got just on
I'm
the front of the grill.
He's gone.
Just put a big porn star mustache on the front of the grill of the RV. Nice. Everybody would know who was coming. Where did he sign?
Colts, and he went to the Colts, and he's actually looking pretty good. Like, I was reading some stuff that he's getting more, first team reps than Richardson, which I mean makes sense. I mean, we'll see how the preseason goes, but there's a chance he starts as, the starter. Like, he begins the season as a starter this year.
Wow.
I mean, Richardson is an absolute monster of a player. I just saw there was like an article or something that was comparing Richardson to Derrick Henry, just like size-wise. He's basically the same size as Derrick Henry, but throwing a football and faster, which is terrifying.
But can Sean Steichen make that kind of a move out of the gate to take the top one of the top quarterbacks in the draft and start Gardner Minshew in front of him? I don't know.
I mean, you've seen crazier stuff before.
Well, it's the Colts, And what happens if Jonathan Taylor walks? If they end up trading him, and then another team ended up in that sweepstakes today, and that would be those Kansas City Chiefs.
For Jonathan Taylor?
Yes. Have expressed interest in Jonathan Taylor.
Because they need more offensive weapons.
Yeah, just what we need.
I mean, Pacheco is a stud. Pacheco is a stud in college. But he's a Rutgers kid.
But he's more of an up and down guy, though. I mean, Taylor would add a whole nother dimension to him, I think. I think Pacheco's more of a between the tackles kind of guy for the most part. That's where his strength is. Not that he can't get outside, but I think with his
the Colts would trade. You think the Colts would trade him in the AFC?
I don't know. I mean, Miami still needs a running back.
Yeah, we're just still linked to Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
because he's still pulling after you.
But they're not pulling the trigger. So, there's people that have a lot of other concerns about Dalvin Cook.
He still hasn't signed with the Jets?
Nope.
Thought they were trying to make the dream team up there.
We don't say dream team around here. Gets us in trouble.
Okay, Vince.
The gold
I was just going to say, what
a disaster.
Standard. Speaking of Colts, and I guess Washington and Philly, if you kind of see where I'm going with this, there are some talks that the Packers might, give a look at Wentz as a backup. That'd be interesting.
That would be
North Dakota. He's a Midwest kid.
Yep, he could play in the snow. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially if he never has to touch the field.
Well, that's a good I guess because Watson went to North Dakota State, but he would have been they wouldn't have overlapped.
No, I don't think.
So are you saying he's going to add another jersey to this? Please tell me you guys saw this over the weekend.
What happened?
He was doing a workout and had on his Eagles helmet, Washington practice jersey, and Colt shorts.
Well,
that's a confused man.
What the fuck?
The only thing he's got left is a jock strap. So whatever team represents a jock strap, that's who's next.
I was just about to zoom in on there. There's a logo on there.
I'm not looking.
Oh my God.
He's a mess. He did it to himself, though, because he posted those photos. I understand you're an avid hunter, sure, but to post it on social media nowadays, you got a lot of people who are very sensitive about that type of stuff that you don't want to piss off. And that's why he hasn't signed on the team yet, because of those posts. In my opinion.
I think it's because he just sucks.
Well,
I mean, he's just he's a head case. Like I don't know. I mean, the tough thing about it is obviously the year we won the Super Bowl. Like, was it a fluke?
Well, he's never been the same since.
No. Like the beginning of the season, just like that's. But I mean, like, was that a fluke run? I mean,
I don't think it was.
Don Brown had a good season, right? A good month or two. He had some home runs.
Yeah, but I mean, Wentz. Yeah, I mean, Wentz was an extremely high draft pick. I mean, he was coming in with high expectations. That Super Bowl year, they're not in the Super Bowl if it's not for the start he had. No, but it's just after the injury.
I agree.
He just was a shell, and he always seemed so tentative that it's just it's almost like he's waiting for the shoe to drop.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he does get picked up eventually, but where's the question? And it's just going to be a 1-year deal, obviously, but so that's the biggest question: where?
I mean, if I'm him, if I can get a vet minimum backup job in Green Bay, like what more can you ask for? A team that is Jordan Love or die. Maybe you get a chance, you come in there as season's gone and you can get 4 of the last 5 or something. I mean,
yeah,
I just don't really see another situation where there's like a valid opportunity.
There's not really. That's the crazy part. I mean, the only team I could think maybe needs a starter for the start of the season might be Arizona because of Kyler Murray's situation. But other than that, I mean, there's not much out there.
Even just like ideal backup positions,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like being Matt Ryan's backup. You're behind Matt Ryan, but it's just a matter of time before he lowers to his standard. And I think he's done now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't even think he's anywhere now.
He retired.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the Detroit Lions today just signed Teddy Bridgewater to be their backup. So there's one team that could have used a backup, but now he's gone.
Wow.
I think Bridgewater's that's a good pickup for them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Lions were one of the hottest teams in the NFL the back half of last year. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff finally figured it out. I was actually really looking forward to them going into this season and seeing how Jamison Williams could play. And then, he had to go and bet on football.
I was touting the Lions all last year. Ever since I joined the show, I was a Lions guy because I was rooting for them to make the playoffs because I love coaches that are biting kneecaps. I mean, I think Dan Campbell did a great job with them, and I was rooting for him to make the playoffs real hard. I was glad to see that they they did as well.
Got Miz over on YouTube. Miami and Baltimore are the two teams that come to mind that need a backup.
I hope I hope Tua stays upright. I'm sorry, Mies. I hope Tua stays upright. Please don't get hurt.
Yeah.
I love Tua. I'm a big Tua fan.
But I mean, he's just one hit away from being out of the league.
I know.
One more concussion and he's done.
You see it at every stadium, like Not Another Teen Movie, where they're keeping track of his concussion count.
Yeah.
How many he's got left?
Well, just think if Wentz goes to Miami
got a gun.
and Tua gets hurt.
Danny's got a gun.
Wait, that makes perfect sense, though. Miami comes to Philly. We could boo Wentz again in Philly.
Yeah,
or he could beat us. There's also that, and I don't want to see that.
That's why
I think he should go to Dallas.
End up anywhere.
Nah, Nick
well, I mean, we said Randall Cunningham moves to Dallas. Yeah.
Ron, don't start the Dallas talk. That's not what we do here. You know that.
What is Foles doing?
I think he is a free agent. Even Gary, nice to see you.
Oh, he was retiring.
Foles is a Philly retiring then.
You know what I didn't think about?
And it goes in the Eagles Hall of Fame, though.
100%. Means I'm not an Alabama fan. Don't even say that. That's terrible. Oh man. You know, speaking of Matt Ryan, I didn't even think about the Falcons. I mean, Desmond Ridder.
They just signed Tyler Heineke though.
Did they?
You know, nice. I don't understand how Heineke isn't a starter in the NFL.
Inconsistency.
I think he just had the misfortune of being with a bad organization. I mean, I think if he came up in a different organization, his outcome might have been different.
That is very true also. Let's see.
What else he said? Baltimore. I guess that's a good point. Did Huntley leave or is he still there?
I thought he was still there. Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley is... Yeah, he's still in Baltimore.
Okay.
So Wentz would be third in line in Baltimore.
Yeah.
How about Cleveland? Oh, no, Cleveland just drafted that kid to back up. Although I saw Kellen Mond play the other night. That was bizarre. Did he start?
Yes.
I don't pretend to know what's going on in Cleveland ever.
All you can do is scratch your head with Cleveland.
I'm like going through every Yeah, Cardinals is interesting. Colt McCoy, he's got to be pushing 100 years old.
Let's see. I just found a list.
Yeah,
so, Buffalo has Josh Allen, Kyle Allen, Matt Barkley. Miami has Tua, Mike White, Skylar Thompson, James Blackman. Patriots.
Mike White's a solid backup there.
Bailey Zapp, Trent McSorley, and Malik Cunningham behind Mac Jones. Patriots could be an option. Because
I was just about to say, please don't say the Patriots. Well, but you're right.
Besides Mac Jones, I mean, you don't really have much.
Well, I mean, Zapp started some games last year.
I can egg this on. Hey, Johnny, they got Trace McSorley.
Penn State. There you go. That 2-0. I'm warning. Right. Baltimore, we have Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley, Anthony Brown. Bengals, you got Joe Burrow, Trevor Simeon. Cleveland, Watson, Dobbs, Robinson, Thompson, and Mond. Steelers, you got Pickett, Trubinsky. Texans, Stroud, Davis, Case Keenum.
I was going to say Houston,
Keenum is still out there. Wow.
Indianapolis, Minshew, Richardson, Ettinger. Jacksonville, you got Lawrence and Beckford. Jacksonville could be an option too as a backup with Dougie P.
I think if he had any confidence that Nick had anything left, that Foles would be there as a number 3.
True. In Tennessee, you have a mess with Tannehill, Levis, and Malik Willis. Denver, Wilson, Stidham. Kansas City, you got Mahomes, Gabbert.
That's a good thought. Who's backing up Mahomes?
Blaine Gabbert.
I mean, I might take my chances.
He took snaps in the Super Bowl. He took a couple snaps, didn't he? When Mahomes went out of the game, shortly. Yeah, he was in there for a little bit.
No, that was the other one.
It was the one.
Chase Daniel.
Oh, Chase Daniel. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then Vegas, you have Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer.
And Garoppolo is still not 100%.
Can't see Carson Wentz in Vegas.
Oh, jeez.
I just don't see it.
Mississippi, maybe behind Joe Burrow. Because Trevor Simeon's a decent backup, but then they got Jake Browning, whoever the hell that is.
Hey, don't be trashing on the Washington product.
Oh, is that what it is? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, what you got to understand
pretty decent stats
is most teams are going to carry 3 quarterbacks now because they added that roster spot. They added that option to dress 3 quarterbacks. If the other 2 get hurt, a third one can be available.
I hate to say it. I'm actually surprised the Cowboys wouldn't try and get Carson. Cooper Rush and Will Grier are your backups? Yeah. I mean...
Well, I mean, could you imagine the number of interceptions between Wentz and Dak? It would shatter the record.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Dak missed 4 games and he still led the league in interceptions.
We should be lucky Sam's not watching. Or Sheldon. Really, Ron? Or even the Giants, Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. I mean, there's an opportunity as a 3rd string. Tommy DeVito. Who the hell is Tommy DeVito?
A couple of these guys were either XFL or USFL guys that they brought into camp to just have arms. So a lot of them aren't planned to make the team. They're just camp arms.
Tommy DeVito. That sounds like a football name. I like that. Tommy DeVito.
Sounds like a guy that works on the docks. Hey, this is Tommy DeVito. I want to invest in some condominiums. Oh, I never use them myself, Rock.
In Chicago, you got Fields, PJ Walker, another Temple guy for you. Joe, Nathan Peterman. See, now this is interesting that they haven't updated this yet, but think about it. Now Detroit has Jared Goff, Teddy Bridgewater. They just drafted Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, and they still got Nate Sudfeld. That's a crowded quarterback room.
Yeah, it is.
Green Bay, we already talked about that. Jordan Love and Sean Clifford. Minnesota could be an option too. Kirk Cousins, Nick Mullins.
Tommy DeVito went to Syracuse and then played his final year in Illinois. He was undrafted.
There you go.
Minnesota actually would be smart on Minnesota's behalf, given the fact that North Dakota is pretty much Vikings fans.
Yeah. And who knows what the future of Kirk Cousins is after this year.
Well, we know he's not one of the top 5 quarterbacks, according to Jefferson. So
he'll be lucky if he survives week 2.
Yeah, it is a primetime game, Ron. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
How about Seattle? Seattle's got Geno.
Yeah. Who's backing up Geno?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Okay.
I feel like we're doing a fantasy football quarterback rundown here. Keep going. Who else we got?
If Geno has half the year he had last year, they're gonna win some games. Because they're starting to rebuild that defense, and that was their weak spot. So they're making an investment on the defensive side of the ball. So I think that you're going to see, you won't see those, 41-38 games anymore.
True. San Fran.
Oh, San Fran's got like 8 quarterbacks. They don't need no quarterback.
San Fran's a mess of a quarterback room right now.
And they don't know which one's going to start.
No, well, I mean, Purdy's got to start.
You would think.
But, like, you
if
got to
he's ready.
I feel like they are going. So, my guess is you start Purdy. Trey Lance is the backup. Who am I missing?
Sam Darnold.
Thank you. So I think they're going to carry all 3. And if Jordan Love tanks, then you make the trade. You try and get Trey Lance to the Packers.
They gave up multiple first-round picks to move up to get Lance. They're afraid to let him go because they think that their fans are going to go berserk. Because they gave up 2 or 3 first-round picks to move up.
I can tell you 1 second. Hold on.
I thought it was 2 founders in that draft.
I mean, they definitely went. They went all in to get him.
Yeah.
Let's see. 1 year ago. Moved up to number 3. In the deal, they sent their 2021, 22, and 23 first-round picks along with a 2022 compensatory third-round pick. So 3 first-round picks.
3 1s and a 3. To a guy that they have no confidence in whatsoever. So much so that they go sign Sam frickin' Darnold.
Hey, look, Sam Darnold, product of a bad system.
Yeah, absolutely.
First off, you went to USC, so your quarterback career was destined to fail.
Strike 1.
Then you got drafted by the Jets.
Yeah.
We all know how that's going to go. So
yeah. So let's see how he does in a better system.
And that's wild.
This has
Lance and Darnold.
Well, this proposes the 49ers trade Lance to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I was thinking about Tampa, right? Because, I mean, you got Trask, who I think deserves to get a chance to be the starter. And then I have a soft spot for Baker. So it's kind of hard, but honestly, they both should be backups.
Yeah. Unfortunately, somebody has to start.
Well, that's why
got Trask.
Wentz could be another option down there, though, because he was reportedly down there a couple weeks ago throwing with John Gruden, who has ties to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by still. So, I mean,
Carson's going to play. He's going to be on a team when the season starts.
Question is where.
I know. I can't tell you which one, but.
Because even when you type in Carson Wentz, like, rumors is nothing. So, I mean, only time will tell.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think Minnesota would make the most logical sense for them to maybe look at a quarterback, because you don't know how much more you can put up with Kirk Cousins in the mediocre performance when you have such talented wide receivers as you do. Because Cousins is guaranteed a lot of money, but you want to win now.
Jefferson's the best thing to ever happen to Cousins because he's padding his stats to make him look better. You know, if you really take Jefferson out of the mix, if they had Jalen Reagor and we had Jefferson, like it should have been, then it would have been a whole different situation.
Why you gotta hurt my feelings like that? He was always for the taking. We can take Jalen Reagor.
I was screaming at the TV, Jefferson. Jalen Reagor. What?
Who?
Whose decision was that?
It was not Howie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who made that decision? Was that a Peterson decision?
Nobody owns up to it. I think that's a time when Jeffrey Lurie was more hands-on and involved before all those stories broke, and then he really stepped back after all that negative publicity about him being like involved in picking, draft picks and stuff. So,
I mean, have you ever seen the video of it's like the Vikings war room when the Eagles make the pick for Jalen Reagor and they all start laughing?
I believe it. The one thing I can't get out of my mind is the one year when they had the camera in Tennessee's war room when they traded AJ Brown, and the coach the coach just flips. He just goes insane.
See if I can find it.
Yeah, I found that.
And Ike Reese was on the radio at the time. And when they broke in and said that they got AJ Brown, I think Ike Reese almost climbed through the radio.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy night in Philly.
Johnny, I'm sending you a link.
Okay.
In the studio chat, that takes you to an article that actually has the video in it of because it was a virtual draft, and so it's all the guys' cameras. They're all just laughing.
Oh jeez.
All right, let's see if I can pop this
up. Scroll down a little ways, you'll see it. Yeah, it's
I got it.
It's pretty bad.
You go the receiver at 22. When you get a corner at 25.
What corner is going to be?
I know if we can move back at 25, we're going to get one of these corners.
You think?
Yeah, the corners are sitting there.
He's going to take a receiver too, right?
Meanwhile, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. You thought they might go wide receiver. We've seen some wide receivers go off the board. It certainly seems like this would be a need that they need to fill.
All right, pick is in. We're on the clock. Jalen Reagor, wide receiver, TCU to the Eagles.
Get him.
Yeah.
Hey, Pat.
I'm on it.
Nice. Get Justin Jefferson on the clock right now.
I'm on it.
Wow.
Gary, you love this kid?
Yeah, I do, Coach. Love him. He's well versed in our offense already, Coach. He can play a lot of places. Very competitive. I mean, yeah, that's really cool.
Good.
We're picking right now. We're taking receiver. How about that?
All right. Rick, I got Justin Jefferson, receiver, Louisiana State.
Hey, that's a great get.
That's what makes this stuff fun. Like when Tim calls a double-A gap blitz and they sack the quarterback.
You know, we've got another pick coming up in about 3 things now.
Yeah, I know. I'm fine. I got the receiver. We don't need any defensive guys.
No, I'm used to it.
And they were right.
Yeah, play corner too, Zim.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were right. That's how easy of a pick it should have been.
Good old Philly.
And now they have Jalen Reagor as well.
Yeah. There you go.
Folks on
That's
New
pretty
Minnesota.
It's like he never left.
Yeah, you know. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting season for sure. I gotta say, I mean, I don't like jinxing it. I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. Just
okay. Yeah.
Just go let it go.
Moving on.
Never start a sentence with I don't want to jinx it, but
yeah, exactly.
Then you had this reaction to following you, and you would make the move for AJ Brown.
And they're not telling me what it is. So we're going to find this out together. Oh, my God. Do you see that? Do you see that?
AJ Brown?
They traded for AJ Brown.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
Kelsey, sit down. We're looking at your belly button.
This is big, Lefko. This is big.
The Eagles just traded
How about that one?
18th pick and a 3rd-round pick for one of the best young wide receivers in the NFL, AJ Brown, Jason Kelsey. What is going on right now? What is going on right now?
Dude, Howie Roseman is working that Howie Roseman magic. That's what's going on. He's swindling. He's moving up in the draft to get Jordan Davis, and now he's trading to get an unbelievable receiver. I'm like on Christmas right now.
Jason, remember when you gave your speech after the Super Bowl and you were like, Howie Roseman was in a hallway closet and now he's out here trading for A.J. Brown, Jason. They knew, Jason. They said, we need to bring Jason Kelsey out of retirement. You're not leaving. We're going to pay you $14 million. And now they're giving you A.J. Brown, bro. A.J. Brown.
Yeah, this is huge. This is instantly an upgrade for the offense. I mean, I can't tell you how much.
I love the reactions that night. That trade was just like epic.
Yeah.
that trade was amazing.
That
trade was so not. It was so not Philly of us.
And then if you watch,
could have taken Jalen Reagor's cousin.
Huh? And then if you watch after the draft on the Scott Van Pelt show, they had Sal Palantonio on from Philly. He actually name dropped my cousin as his cameraman that night because my cousin was like working the camera for Sal during the draft, and literally opened the window up and you can hear people banging trash cans and stuff by the Novocaine complex that night. It was insane.
Oh, just skip the preseason. Let's just go right to week one. I can't. I don't even want to wait. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be
the most stressful 3 weeks of the season right now. Not in a bad way, but you gotta stay healthy.
Yeah, but
I know. Do you think? I mean, does Jalen even get a
starters?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Does Jalen even get a series?
Maybe a series. Maybe.
I mean, you know, ironically enough, we didn't name the Eagles. Think Carson could come back as a backup?
No. That would be a big no.
I mean, it did work for Nick Foles.
It wouldn't work for Carson Wentz.
I know.
Carson, any bridge
That jersey's
that
already
there
in the
was
trash, so
to come back to this area was burned a long time ago.
Joe, it finally took 8 years, but the Eagles finally got Marcus Mariota on the team. Okay, let's be happy.
We went back a year to the second round or this number 2 overall pick. Yeah, I mean that's my biggest yeah, that's my biggest thing with Mariota is like, I mean, it's cool he's on the Eagles, but every time I see him, I just think of Chip Kelly, and that's all the more reason just cut him. I don't even know how we signed him. Like, just I don't know.
If you guys remember, that was the year that we had just hired Chip Kelly. Like, okay, we want Mariota on this team. We need to get him. It would be awesome in the system, Chip Kelly. I'm so happy we didn't trade the system away for him.
Yeah.
They tried.
They did try, yes.
He has not been impressive in camp. Just to let you know, he's thrown three picks in limited snaps. He is not looking very good at all. So it's not a lock.
I mean, is he the backup for real?
Right now he is. Right now he is. But if any interesting names pop up on the waivers, you never know. If he continues to struggle, they're not really they haven't really committed a ton of money to him, guaranteed.
I mean, there's a free agent out there who might take a vet minimum to come back and wear the number 9. Just saying. You could just sit there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they did that, the fan base would be excited.
I would love it.
Well, I already told you how we're going to do it, Ron. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Sign Nick Foles back, okay? You're up in New England week 1. It's Tom Brady retirement day up in the New England area for week 1 of the season.
I like where you're going with this.
Nick Foles goes out, takes the first snap of the game, takes the knee, hands it off, walks off the field to a standing ovation. After the game, he announces his retirement from the NFL.
Yeah.
The Tom Brady one more time.
On Tom Brady night. And then he goes to shake his hand after the game.
Goddamn Tom Brady night. The only reason I'm not going to the Patriots game this year.
I think not only that, Foles should wear number 12. Just for that game.
Question is, Kenny, isn't 12 retired in Philly? Or no?
I mean, should be. My favorite player of all time.
That's
a great question.
Mariota's on a 1-year deal.
Yes, for $5 million.
Yep.
No, they never retired Randall's number.
No, they didn't.
Donovan, Stephen Ewan, Dawkins, Brookshire, Basliff.
Oh, it is guaranteed.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Mariota's guaranteed?
$5 million. Yes, including a $3.8 million signing bonus, $5 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $5 million.
Damn. Yeah, so much for that.
So he is guaranteed.
Hey, win them all, Howie.
He is probably going to be back up. Unfortunately. But hey, maybe he rallies with another couple weeks of practice.
I hope so.
Well, I've got to imagine he's starting like the preseason game.
He should. But he's thrown more completions to defenders than to receivers.
Not good.
Yeah.
How's
That's
the rookie kid looking?
They haven't
McGee?
really reported much about
Yeah.
him. I mean, the only reason I know about Mariota is because when Elliot Shore Parks, beat writer, comes on the radio and talks about, he charts the quarterback play during the practices and then goes on the radio and kind of reports it. So Jalen is having an unbelievable camp, and Mariota is.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find anything on McGee in book. Anybody want?
I mean, I think McKee should beat Book out for that third spot.
I think he's going to.
I mean, he's tall. You know, the irony is like he's tall, right? I know. I remember them saying he was like the tallest quarterback in the draft, but he's like a young Nick Foles. Maybe
He's
it's perfect.
wiredy. He's wiredy.
He's like can't run. He's a pocket passer.
He's in good shape by Welsh standards.
No, Joe has a visitor. I don't know if you can see comments or not, Joe, but
Oh my god. Yeah, she just sent me a picture of the two of them upstairs eating Doritos.
nice. And then you got a buddy Dwight on Facebook. Cover your ears, Joe. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay. What's up?
Our buddy Dwight comes in the chat. Always does the old W boys was up. So
I'll allow it. I like it.
That's his trademark.
What is the? I feel like I'm so technologically illiterate. What's the first one that he said what's up from?
Twitch.
That's what. Okay. I saw that. I was like, "What's that logo?"
Yeah, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. All right, since we talked a lot of Eagles talk for the first hour, you want to cover some Phillies real quick, Ron?
Yeah, I mean, after a disappointing game on Friday where they had multiple opportunities to walk away with the W against the Royals, they did manage to get 2 out of 3. We did see the power of sports radio in Philadelphia in action because of the movement to give Trey Turner a standing ovation on Friday night in his first at bat of the homestand. And the ovations have continued, and it resulted in, well, don't know if it resulted in it or not, but coincidentally, Turner hits a big homer, big 3-run homer to put us ahead in one game, has 2 doubles over the weekend, and a curtain call that just about blew the roof off of CBP after a 3-run homer. So whether it was directly a result or not, I'll take it. And if he can work his way out of the slump that he's been in, then more power to him.
And then another impressive stat from yesterday's game, Tajon Walker picked up his 13th win on the season.
The National League leading 13th win.
I mean, I was iffy to start the year with that signing, but hey, he's making me a believer, so more power to him. He can keep winning games.
Yeah. He has been very quietly impressive this year. You don't hear him get a lot of talk outside of Philly, but he's having a hell of a season. I don't know if you saw on it's actually on front page ESPN right now. There's a storyline off the side that Trey Turner took a bunch of billboards throughout the city and put a thank you message up to all the fans, which I thought was really cool.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty interesting when I saw that. And I mean, hey, you gotta, the guys coming to a new town. I mean, a lot of times, if you really look back at numbers, I mean, there's so many players that have had signed big contracts and come into a new city and struggled. I mean, A-Rod, when he first signed a big contract, he had a couple months of really bad play. There's a couple other instances that I was somebody made me aware of. Same thing, where they sign a big deal and then struggle for a little bit. So, if that's part of it, fine. If it's not, if it's just between the ears, then hopefully he works through it. But the Friday night, I think it was Friday night, the game got done at like 10:30 or something like that. It was like it was like the fourth longest game this year. And then he ended up in the batting cage with Rob Thompson and the hitting coach until after midnight, working on a swing when they had an afternoon game the next day. So, I mean, I don't think it's a lack of effort. I think he's just got I think they call it the yips, maybe something like that. Where you just,
but that's the kind of stuff that wins over, Philly fans, right? Like you hear a story like that, then you come out and you do what he did this weekend, and then you follow it up and you take out the billboards, and I mean, people see that stuff. That's the stuff we care about.
Yeah. And then, and then Bryce Harper thinks you're getting too much press, so he lures a 9-year-old away from his family and then finds him and says, "Look, I found a kid."
I saw that. That was pretty funny.
It's like, come on, man, Trey, you're getting a little too much of my press, brother.
Hey, whatever's working, because they got a 2.5 game lead right now in the wild card standings. So
yeah.
If they go back to being loose and having fun, I'm all for it.
And they got 19 home games this month because they've played more road games than any other team in Major League Baseball up to this point of the season. So they have a stretch this
awesome.
Against a lot of sub 500 teams.
Yeah, I was gonna say they got Washington coming up.
You got the Cubs. You got
Minnesota's not terrible.
Yeah, you got Washington for a few.
I'll tell you 1 second. If I'm going to look real quick, I'll tell you.
St. Louis.
All the teams that were sellers.
Yeah, Nationals for 4, Minnesota for 3. Then we go to Toronto for 2, Washington for 3. But then we come home for the Giants, Cardinals, and the Angels to finish out the month.
And the Angels haven't, I don't think they've won a game since the trade deadline.
Wow. Either good or bad. Well, these are the games they need to win, though, because looking at this thing I'm looking on right now, the record against sub 500 teams is only 36-35. You need more wins in that column.
That's true.
Especially going this late into the season when you have every game means something for a wild card thing. I mean, granted, they leapfrogged the Marlins for second in the division, which is great, but there's a lot of other teams still on the neck for that wild card spot. You got the Reds still up there, the Cubs, the Dodgers are right there. So, I mean.
Yeah, NL Central is interesting right now, for sure.
And I think the addition of Lorenzen is big.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he looked good.
So I mean, if he
the NL Central will be interesting because they're all just going to beat up on each other.
Yeah.
But that's you get the Brewers, the Reds, and the Cubs all.
Just something about the Brewers that always that's the one team that I hate to see hanging around. You know, for some reason, just something about that team just scares me. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, I can tell you about it. Just, I mean, it's, going to Brewers games out here. And I guess for those of you who don't know, I live in Wisconsin. Going to the Brewers games out here, it's like it's such a weird market because I mean, like you look at the Bucks, you look at the Brewers, their fans are pretty like Wisconsin fan, like they're big into the Brewers out here, and it's not like there's not a ton of money there, but they just like most of the guys on their roster right now, I'm pretty sure came up through the farm, and of their big names, like Yelich has no ego. They got rid of Hader, which I think was actually a good move because he was obviously not the greatest person. But then like they're all just like they're all very good baseball players. There's like no one great, no one bad, but when it comes to October, you only got to win 4 games, right? Like it's
Yelich is just a Philly killer. He always has been. Yeah, he's just a guy that's a thorn in our side. He always seems to have big time series when they play the Phils.
The thing I can't understand about the Brewers though is, I mean, they're winning their division, yet they have a negative run difference. And same thing with the Reds. Like, they just can't score. They have really good pitching. They win lots of 2-1 games. But their hitting is just like non-existent. I don't understand.
Well, if the Reds could just bat De La Cruz in online spots, he'd be fine. He could just walk, steal second, steal third, and steal home like he did that one game.
Yeah, that kid's a real deal, that's for sure.
Man, he is fast.
That is ridiculous.
He is fast.
They're another team now that's building a decent team. It's just they're not like all there yet, but like, the Reds are going to be a team to talk about the next couple of years because they're building some talent down in the system. I mean, I'd watch out for the Reds maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're starting to, kind of restructure the team with youth. And they're certainly, led by, De La Cruz, to have that kind of excitement again in Reds baseball, which hasn't been there for a long time. I mean, they've just been going through the motions for a lot of years.
Yeah.
They still have a lot of talent down in the minors too.
Yep.
Like, if you want a name to watch out for, Cam Collier. That kid is going to be good. I think he's only in single A.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I'm pretty sure he's a third baseman.
Third baseman, yeah.
I got him right here, Joe. I'll tell you in 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah, third baseman.
Yep.
He's only 18.
Okay. Wow. And he's in Double A already?
Single A.
Single
No,
A?
he's in single A.
Yeah.
4 home runs, 21 RBIs, 39 walks, 86 strikeouts. You want to get that down a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, he's figuring it out, I mean, he bat 370 last year. I just pulled him up. It's not doing as hot this year average wise, but I mean, he's 18. He's their number 3 prospect.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he's.
Well, Johan Rojas, who's now by default our new center fielder, is only 22.
There you go. I'm so happy to see him up.
Yeah, not happy to see Marsh down though. He led our team in on base percentage. And OPS.
Well, that's right. You got Justin Crawford, single A system right now, who's going to be moving up the ladder in a couple of years too. So,
yeah.
But Marsh should be back. I mean, I didn't see how long he's out for, but
that's why I was just they only put him on the 10-day. So he's on the 10-day IL, but I don't know.
the left knee bruise. Okay.
Yes, I mean I don't see it being a long-term thing, but it's more of a pain tolerance thing than anything. But I'm sure he'll be back in there soon enough.
Hopefully. Yeah, I heard he hit the fence on Saturday night in center field. I was like, oh, please don't tell me he put another errand rolling.
It wasn't quite as bad as Roland because he didn't smash his face like Roland did. He hit with his knee hit first, and then the rest of his body hit. When Roland hit the fence, he hit it face first.
Yeah,
and that was more of a harder, less padded surface. At least the fence that he hit had a little give to it. Roland hit basically a brick wall.
That's still one of the most amazing plays I've ever seen.
And held on to the ball.
Yeah, I know. That guy. Oh.
I remember seeing the post game and seeing his face all banged up. And it was like, holy shit. And he held on to the ball.
Yeah.
He still gets a huge ovation. Like alumni weekend's coming up. If he happens to be there, I guarantee you he gets one of the bigger ovations.
Probably.
Oh, for sure.
What, this cat? Can't really see it, but.
Are you kidding me? What a catch. What a great, perhaps game-saving catch.
Out.
By Aaron Rowan. Incredible.
Bang, face first.
To get right.
That has to hurt.
He had 2 black eyes.
Yeah. Crazy to think that was back, 2006.
Chicks dig scars. Glorious forever.
Yeah, plenty of scars now. I have any chicks on my shoulders. Don't get my hopes up, Rod.
Keep the faith, my friend.
I'll try my best. Now, I think there's any Sixers news this week.
I'm gonna say you don't. I mean, like, I know people aren't really talking about it, but at some point, and I like the guy. Don't get me wrong, but betting the guy hitting 182 as your leadoff guy.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time with Schwarber. I mean, like, yeah, okay, I get it. He hits home runs sometimes, but it's like.
But he
reminds me of like
walks
a young
a lot too, though. He walks a lot too, but I mean, the whole thing with Schwarber is that they did try and move him down in the lineup. He struggled.
Yeah,
and it's a head thing for him, I think. Ever since back in Chicago days when they were batting him leadoff, he got comfortable in that position, and for some reason when they dropped him down to 3. When Harper was out, he just was even worse. He wasn't getting on base. He wasn't taking pitches. He wasn't taking walks. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at his runs scored and his on base percentage, they're not commensurate with a guy who's batting 187.
No, I'm just looking. It says so far in August he's 174. July is 175.
Right.
June. That can't be right. It says June he's batting 223.
Maybe. You never know.
That doesn't make sense. It says May he's batting 115. Yeah, I think ESPN might have their June stat wrong.
Maybe. But what's he at, like 25 home runs now?
Yeah, he's at 28. I mean, I like Schwarber. I like Schwarber a lot. It's just, it's tough that
67 RBIs.
Yeah, I think
he only had 94 last year. He batted 218, which a lot of people don't realize that he didn't do much better last year, and we went to the World Series.
Sure.
He batted 218. He was 250 the year before that. In 2020, he batted 188. But he missed a lot of games. He's injured with Chicago. Actually, his year he was with Boston, he did the best. He batted 291. But that was only 134 at bats. So he was injured that year too.
I mean,
it's just crazy because it's
26. He has 227 home runs. He more home runs than his career batting average. What does that tell you?
Okay, that's enough.
I mean, that's
shocking.
It's just hard because he's got 81 walks, but he has 147 strikeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, he is literally present day Adam Dunn, like to a T.
Wow. What a reference that is.
Or Dave Kingman, the old Mets player who struck out over 200 times a year and would hit 40 homers and bat like 210.
Swing.
It was a strikeout or a homer. That's what you were getting.
Yeah.
And everybody trashes Schwarber about his defense. And actually, in his entire career, his 7-year major league career, he had a total of 21 errors, average of less than 3 per season.
Okay.
I just did the math. Schwarber homers once in every 3 hits.
Yeah. That's what you're getting out of him right
That's
now.
Pretty bad. Yeah. 37 1/3 of his hits this year have been home runs.
Well, that's right. I just looked up. His career average was a 236, and he had 442 career home runs.
Yeah.
And over 1,200 RBIs.
Yep.
I had to look him up. I didn't know who he was.
He has 15% of the team's strikeouts this year.
But he has double the homers of anybody else on the team. Next closest one's probably might be Turner at 11 or 12. Unless it's Castellanos.
Oh, yeah, Castellanos has 17. I was just about to say, I thought it was 11, but yeah, Castellanos has 17.
Yeah, yep. So, I mean, they're missing Rhys Hoskins. That's the bottom line. And I don't know if there's a place on this team for Rhys Hoskins when he gets back. That's the problem. I mean, I can't see him wanting to let him go. He's a homegrown guy. I mean, he's a big clubhouse presence, and he's been around the team lately. There's been a very strong prognosis about the possibility of him being ready to come back, possibly by September, October. So, who knows? But unfortunately, you can't have 7 first basemen.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Like, what do you do? I mean,
well, he played some outfield before. He did play some left.
Well, right, but then you gotta. I mean, so let's just say. I mean, if Rojas is hitting, you can't really pull him out. If Marsh is back,
well, but see, Rojas still has options. So if Hoskins were to come back, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility to send Rojas down. I mean, he's got all his options left but one.
Well, I'm just saying if he's hitting, like,
yeah,
he's batting 326. Like, if he's batting above 300, it's going to be hard to send him back down.
That's true.
I mean, the reality is, like, you put Hoskins in the DH and don't let Schwarber play.
Yeah,
that's
you really can't do that either, because if nobody else is hitting the homers, you can't take Schwarber out.
Right.
So it's a catch-22. Unless Hoskins comes back and in rehab, he's just, he's crushing the ball on a consistent basis. I don't know. It's a tough decision coming up, and he's in the last year of his contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Hoskins is, yes.
Yeah. And I think Schwarber has 1 year left.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. What's Schwarber's deal? Because
I think he has 1 year left. So, I mean, once Schwarber goes, then maybe you put Hoskins in the DH role. I could see that. I mean, Harper really hasn't done anything at first base to warrant not thinking that he can't play there on a regular basis.
Right.
There's only one thing, being a former first baseman, there's only one thing I see about Harper that concerns me at first base. And that's the fact that he does not have bag presence. And what I mean by that is his footwork is horrible, where a lot of times his foot is in the center of the bag and he's getting spiked and he's getting, he's potential for injury because he hasn't learned to stay to the side of the bag. And that's the one thing that I've seen that's possibly very bad for Bryce Harper, because he just doesn't have the footwork quite yet. Because just in that first 2 weeks, I saw 4 different replays where his foot ended up right in the middle of that bag and he got stomped on twice. And it's just a matter of time before he gets a serious injury, having his leg out there with somebody coming up the line full speed.
Schwarber signed for 2025.
It's tough.
2025?
Yep.
So that's 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
I mean, it's hard. Like, again, I like Schwarber, but I feel like you want to carry 180 for the next 2 years.
I don't know. They got a
it's hard. Like,
they got a huge decision to make there when Hoskins is healthy, if they decide to re-sign him. And if they let him walk to keep a 182 hitter, that's going to be hard to swallow for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because he is literally one of the clubhouse leaders being a homegrown talent, and every single guy in that locker room is invested in his rehab and him coming back.
Well, after the season, you have Aaron Nola, free agent, Reese Hoskins, Craig Kimball, and Michael Lorenzen. Well, slated to be free agents.
Well,
I think they got to get Nola back.
I don't know. I that's going to be about a 50-50 for me. He is an innings eater. I mean, he did average over 5 innings a start, but the home run thing is just out of control. I mean, it was worse this year than any other year. I mean, it was bad other years, but not this bad. This bad, he's on record pace.
Sure. I mean, you got to keep in mind, you got Painter, Annabelle.
Yeah. You got what's the other one? There's another pitcher, a right-hander.
Well, they just got rid of Bailey Falter. I know that.
Yeah, but I mean, we saw what he was. I'm thinking about the prospects. Trying to remember that other pitching prospect.
Griff McGarry. He's in AAA. They have him down as the
Abel.
number
Mick
4
Abel.
prospect. Oh yeah, I was saying Abel and Painter.
Yeah, Abel and Painter, and then McGarry, and then Justin Crawford are the ones that were in the top 100. And Rojas wasn't that far behind.
Yeah, he was 5th coming into the season.
Yeah. Some have Hao-Yu Lee, the second baseman, above Rojas on some lists.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outfielders in the top 13.
MLB.com, Joe? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah.
I got the same list up.
I'm actually surprised that Hao-Yu is not even on their list. Because you're right. I did see him in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, with the emergence of Bryson Stott, I mean, and Turner locked in for 10 more years. I don't see a path for him to really get a shot.
Unless they move him over to third base.
Yeah, but then
what
do
you
you
move on?
do?
You can't move on from Bohm, though.
No.
I mean, I was saying this right at the deadline, like close to the deadline, because Turner was in a slump, and I'm a typical Philly fan, so I was like, let's trade him. But no, I think you could potentially move Schwarber and prospect some situation to get Corbin Burns from Milwaukee, because they're going to be in a situation this upcoming year where they need to figure out what they're doing with him. And I don't think they can pay him. And he's one that I was kind of like, him and Eduardo Rodriguez. I was watching, I was kind of hoping the Phillies were going to trade for Eduardo Rodriguez. And they got Lorenzen, so that's cool. But Corbin Burns, I mean, the kid can pitch. He's having a bit of a not. I mean, he's having an okay season, but I'd say his trade value's down a little bit, so that's probably good.
Yeah,
I mean that Schwarber. I mean, I'm sure Brewers fans would love having Schwarber, considering they couldn't stand him with Chicago.
Yeah, but I don't know if you can justify, trading for a 182, 200 strikeout designated hitter, even if he does hit 35 homers.
Definitely not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah. I just think that Billy Beane would be rolling over in his grave after watching Moneyball about 20 times.
But I mean, that's where you take a guy like Haggy Lee.
Yeah.
There's some value there.
Yep.
Can you move Schwarber's contract?
Yeah.
Time
I'm
sure we could part with one of the 5 million outfielders we have.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yep.
So to finish off the night, I figured we can touch base on some fantasy football. Get everyone ready for the Basement Show Fantasy Football League. All three of us are going to be part of it, along with 7 other people. I mean, could be a real fun competitive league. I figured tonight we would touch base a little bit on the quarterback position. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, everybody knows the top pick for every draft that I've seen is Mahomes. That's kind of a no-brainer.
Yep.
Then starting with 2, it starts to get, there starts to be debate. But I mean, if you strictly look at scoring last year, I mean, Jalen Hurts is a strong candidate for number 2, just on the number of points that he generated last year. And a lot of
I'm a big Josh Allen guy, so I gotta say.
Well, so was I. I mean, I definitely. And the beginning of the year, he was killing it for me. I mean, he was my quarterback.
Right.
He's been my quarterback for a couple years, but at the tail end of last year, after the injury, and he started throwing a lot of interceptions, it became tougher and tougher to watch him in there struggling. But he'd still throw you 2 60-yard touchdowns, but he'll also throw in 3 interceptions. Sure. So, but I mean, Josh Allen absolutely near the top. Burrow, obviously, up there.
But how did that cap injury?
What's that?
I was going to say, but how did the cap injury hurt Joe Burrow's stats?
Remains to be seen. I mean, it depends on, they're being real tight-lipped about his condition. So, and he's not going to touch the field until week 1. So I don't think anybody's going to really know how he's doing until he actually steps out there week 1.
Fair enough.
But I mean,
you had to pick one of the rookies.
One of the rookies.
If you had to pick one of the rookies, who would you take?
Oh, wow. I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess you have to look at who has the better team build around them. What would you guys think? What do you think, Johnny?
I'd say Richardson, honestly. I mean, granted, if you don't get Jonathan Taylor back, you still got Michael Pittman Jr. You have a Paris Campbell.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
has more weapons than I think Carolina has.
But
I don't want to sleep on CJ Stroud, though. I mean, Houston is Houston, but I'll tell you from a wide receiver perspective, sleeper pick Nico Collins.
I've heard that in a couple.
Houston.
Yeah, I've heard that name come up.
It's going to be interesting to see like how they play, especially with like Mechie being back. Like Mechie's going to be healthy finally. He's removed from, I think he had cancer last year, I think. And there's no clear cut number one there. You know,
Yeah.
Robert Woods is a serviceable wide receiver, but yeah, CJ and Nico have been linking up. They've been saying so. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he is. He's got the size to. He's got a lot of physical tools. I'll be curious to see how he does. I might take him. I might take him as my pick.
But what's the loss of?
You made a good. Yeah, you made a good case. His size is going to be a big part of his success. Yeah.
But how much is not having Brandon Cooks going to hurt him? Because if you have Brandon Cooks, then yeah, I could definitely see CJ Stroud being the guy this year for rookie quarterback aspect. But you take a perennial 100-catch receiver out, and now you replace him with like a Robert Wood, a Nico Collins, Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz. I mean,
well, don't underestimate Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is a key to that offense, I think, because the opportunities that he got in Dallas are nothing like what the opportunities that he's going to have in that offense, because their offensive line is not necessarily stellar. I think that there's going to be times when he's got to be on the move, and when he's on the move, Dalton Schultz is going to be a valuable asset.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's a sleeper pick for tight end this year, I think, because of, I think Stroud's going to get a lot of pressure.
Yep.
And your tight end's your dump off guy, so
yep.
PPR leagues, Schultz may not have a ton of yards, but yeah.
He's going to get a lot
8
of catches
for 50 yards, I'll take it.
Yep. That's 13 points.
So
now, we doing PPR or non-PPR?
PPR, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm usually a fan of the PPR.
I might with a lot of the league I'm in, we usually don't, but hey, I'll let the consensus run it.
We'll have an opportunity for everybody to, to have their say with the other teams that are involved. But I mean,
Johnny, we'll meet in the middle. Half a point. Half a point per catch.
We got to figure that out before the draft. So, because that changes draft strategies.
It does every time. But
do you guys play with a flex?
Yeah, I have no problem with doing that.
You allowed to have tight end as a flex?
Yeah, he's a position player.
I know some people are like weird about sometimes I just go with the wide receiver, running back for the flex.
Yeah.
I was in one league 1 year. You actually have a quarterback as a flex.
Really?
Your quarterback, the only quarterbacks you can use for flex are rookies. That'll be the rule.
One of the leagues I'm in, you start 2 quarterbacks.
I've been in that before.
Well, I've seen leagues where you just start excuse me, you would just have Eagles quarterbacks instead of the actual player.
Okay.
And then whatever. Well, I don't want to say it. You have Colts quarterbacks, and if the Colts starter got hurt, you'd have the backup. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see.
Every league set up differently. You want to really complex league. My dad's league I'm in, we have 9 starters. So you have a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, tight end, flex, kicker, defense. But you only get 4 spots on your bench. And you can only use injured reserve if someone's on a bye week. That's the only time you can use the injured reserve for anybody. So say you have an Aaron Rodgers who gets hurt for 8-10 weeks. You got to either decide, am I going to keep him on my bench or am I just going to get rid of him because you can't put him on injured reserve?
Well, then it's not really injured reserve.
Yeah.
The whole concept of injured reserve is so you can keep them on your roster.
But you think about it, then you could stockpile players who are injured reserve.
Well, you only get one injured reserve spot, two at the most. And if you choose to use it for somebody for the whole year, then so be it.
Yeah, but if you have someone on a bye week, you have multiple people on a bye week, you can put them all in injured reserve and pick people up and not have to drop those guys.
You could. There's only one injured reserve spot.
One or two, yeah.
So you can only have one person on injured reserve. So if you have two people injured, and you got to decide which one you're going to keep and which one you're going to drop, but you can have one person protected.
I know you're saying. I'm just saying how some leagues do it. My dad's leagues are very complex, complicated league. Plus, it's $16 a week and $2 every pickup.
Okay.
I'm not against the what do you call it? The cost per pickup. We did that in the league last year because it was just like coming and going on the waiver wire nonstop. People just pick people up, drop them, pick them up, drop them. Yeah. And I was like, guys, this is going to start to cost money now.
Well, we have 10 people committed to this league, so pick wisely.
Right.
Because
how are we doing draft? Are we going to do snake?
More than likely, yes. So
yeah. The online draft defaults to snake in Yahoo, unless you change it. But snake is usually what works best.
And then I'm not saying you guys have to be on the studio. I'm actually gonna have the draft on my phone. I'm gonna probably do some type of simulcast live with the show, and then like display the draft as it happens. Like not everybody has to jump in the studio if they don't want to, but I was thinking maybe once in a while, like I'd send you guys all the links, and like say someone makes like a surprising pick or something, I'd bring it up on the show as the draft's still going and do like a in-draft interview type thing. I think that'd be kind of cool to do.
How many people can you get on the show at once?
I can have up to 10 people in here.
Ooh.
We tried to draft
live draft.
Well, we tried it last year. It got very laggy.
Well, here's what you can do though, John. You could put 10 people in the queue, and then bring the person up as it's their turn to draft. So only people you have on screen is you have you, the person who's drafting, and the board.
Yeah.
And then as people's pick come up, you just switch out who's on, who's queued into the
that'd actually be pretty cool, right? Because it would be like the draft, where they're like, "Oh, Joe's on the clock,"
and then you
see me over here sweating in the war room
on screen, and you say with the 12th pick, Joe's team selects, and then he says his pick, and then you enter.
I like it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we could do something like that. I mean,
we could just do it like each of us could do it, right? With the 13th pick, I select.
I select so and so. Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Hi, Gina. Nice to see you.
That'd be cool.
All right. Well, we just gotta get everybody on board with it.
Yeah. Hey, Gina.
Ron, you have to talk to Jason. I'll talk to Benny. We gotta get my friend Marco involved. And then you gotta talk to Miz, Mike.
Miz, Mike are doing it. Sweet. All right.
Yeah. Jason just accepted a promotion, and he's going to be switching to days, so he will be available on nights. So
cool.
And so
nice.
We might have him pop in every now and then to join us for a show.
All right. Well, I think we were talking to draft around September 2nd. What night's better for you, Joe? Saturday or Sunday?
I'm trying to think of what's that weekend.
That's Labor Day weekend, though.
I know I have Chelsea.
Unless we do it the weekend before.
I should be fine. I have another draft that day.
Chelsea's in Michigan, so I'm on kid duty the first, second, and third. So I think we should do it like right when the kids are awake. I'll have Cole here, I'll have Stella here. I'll let them make the picks. Be good times.
I mean, we could do it on
I could do either day. It doesn't matter.
On the 27th. It would just have to be a little bit later in the evening, which would work for the people who are out on the West Coast and all.
Yeah.
You'd have to make it a little later anyway.
True, because we do have one person in Vegas, so.
Yeah.
So I'm just writing this stuff down. All right. But yeah, we'll figure it out. But
good to see you on a Monday, Gina.
Yeah, surprise, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about Lamar Jackson being the fourth rated quarterback?
Nope.
And then
is he really? Is he really?
On CBS,
he's ahead of Josh Allen.
No, Josh Allen. On CBS, you have Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields is your top 5.
No.
Justin Fields.
Fields.
That's wrong. I think you got. I'm good with the top 3. You can flip Allen and Hurts, make them both number 2. I don't care. That's your top 3. I'm with you. You lost me after that.
But Burrow's got to be. Burrow's got to be 4 there.
I'm with you with Burrow as 4.
Well, on this list, Burrow is number 6.
And then maybe
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields though. Yeah.
Did I miss something? Like,
is that
the Bears?
Did OBJ go to the Bears?
Beckham?
Yeah.
No, he went to Baltimore.
No,
Baltimore. Okay,
he's throwing a DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool.
Yeah, no.
Well, you also got to think Justin Fields is like a Jalen Hurts. He has a running ability.
Yeah, but that doesn't put him in the top 3 for quarterbacks.
I was like,
top 5.
He's also got 5 sieves in front of him.
You got to think about scoring. You know, you got to what kind of points is he going to put up? I mean, he could rush for 100 yards, but that's not going to be that many points if he doesn't throw any touchdowns.
Justin Fields. If you would have told me to pick my top 10, I would have said Justin Fields.
Justin Fields would not be in my top 10. I'd pick Aaron Rodgers before I'd pick Justin Fields.
I don't even think you'd be in the next 10. I mean, wow. Where'd you see that, Johnny?
I was looking on CBS. But I just jumped over to Yahoo now, and they got Jalen Hurts is number 1. Mahomes 2, Josh Allen 3, Lamar Jackson 4, Joe Burrow 5, and Justin Fields 6.
Wow.
This is Yahoo. Now, after that, you have Trevor Lawrence 7, Justin Herbert 8, Deshaun Watson 9.
You can't
Danny
sleep
Dimes.
with Danny Dimes in the top 10.
Yep.
No, God. Really?
Yeah.
All right, timeout. I got it open too, Johnny. Who's number 11?
Prescott.
Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott.
And then you have Tua 12.
Who led the league in interceptions, and he missed 4 games.
Unbelievable.
So after Dak, you have Tua, number 12. Geno Smith, 13. Yeah. Here's the big shock of it. Anthony Richardson, number 14.
That's crazy to me.
Aaron Rodgers, 15.
If you look at scoring last year, then you should have what did you just say? I just had it in my head. Who did you say after Tua?
Geno.
I would put Geno ahead of Justin Fields.
Wow.
based on what he scored last year.
So you moved Gino all the way from 13 to number 6.
I didn't say he would be 6. I said he'd be ahead of Justin Fields.
Well, I'm just saying.
Justin Fields wouldn't be at 6 on my list.
Fair enough.
So I just was clicking. I'm looking at Fantasy Pros. I mean, I guess what they're trying to say is that. So he ran for 1,143 yards and 8 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
And he led the league 7.1 yards per carry when running the ball. So they're saying if Fields can finally figure out how to throw the football, that puts him in the top 10 discussion. But again, he's got to figure out how to throw the football.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. I'm just saying.
This is true.
If. I mean, you can't base it, or you base it on the stats. You don't base it on if he gets better. That's horrible.
True. Now, do you agree with that? Aaron Rodgers being number 15 behind a rookie quarterback?
He should probably be higher.
I'm kind of shocked that Anthony Richardson's that high.
Me too. I thought Stroud would be ahead of Richardson.
Rodgers 15, Kirk Cousins 16.
Where's Stroud?
CJ Stroud 32.
Really? That's interesting.
Crazy.
That's
and Bryce
interesting.
Young's 27.
I don't understand how you have Stroud as
because they have no statistical history. So there's a built-in discrimination against rookies with no statistical history.
But Sam Howell's above Jordan Love and Kenny Pickett. Just say. And Jimmy G's all the way down at 28 below Bryce Young.
Jimmy G might not even make the team.
Mac Jones is 31.
Jimmy G doesn't get medically cleared. Jimmy G might be on the street because there's a clause in his contract that if he can't start the season, then they can release him.
True. I did see that.
So then who plays for them? Hoyer? Chase Garbers?
Brian Hoyer would be the quarterback.
Well,
they would trade for somebody
from California.
They'd
Trey Lance. Come on down.
There you go. That could be a landing spot for Trey Lance if Jimmy G can't cut it. Trade one San Fran quarterback for another one.
Yeah, they could bring in Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Oh my God.
Carson Wentz and Josh McDaniels. That would be a nightmare waiting to happen.
Well, they won't have to go far to find Carson Wentz. He's at the 99-cent all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet at the Cosmopolitan.
Probably.
He's saying,
probably not tipping either.
Pass the honey, Junior.
Damn, this list has Brock Purdy at 19. The Wino San Francisco fans won't be happy about that.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy's the best quarterback in the league.
If he hadn't got hurt, we would have won 85-0.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There's no way they were coming in Philly last year winning that game.
No. I mean, it would have been closer, but I don't think, Bosa wasn't getting to the quarter, wasn't getting to Hurts.
Nope.
I don't think he touched him all day.
I clicked over to the wide receivers, just for the hell of it. And
for Vegas? Oh, for the rankings?
No, just for the rankings and
Jefferson and then everybody else.
Well, yeah. How do you have Jefferson at number 1, but you have the quarterback at number 16? What's Jefferson gonna do? Someone's got to throw him the football.
Yeah, well, if it's a PPR,
that's the thing I don't understand.
You get a point for reception.
I know, but that's I just don't understand the whole bashing on Kurt.
Because he can't play primetime games.
Yeah. That's part of it.
A big part of it. But yeah, all Jefferson is what you call a yak receiver.
Yeah.
Sure.
So is Jamar Chase, though.
Yeah,
that's why most lists he's number 2.
They're going for like 30 yards. So
Yeah.
yards after catch that make them that dynamic of wide receivers.
Yep. Well, the number 1 yak tight end is Dallas Goedert. Actually, had better numbers than Kelsey.
Sure. And then if you go over to the tight end list, Joe, Dallas Goedert is ranked number 6.
Yeah.
He's below Travis Kelsey, number 1, no doubt. Mark Andrews, number 2, no doubt. TJ Hawkinson is number 3. George Kittle, 4. And Kyle Pitts, number 5.
Well, Kyle Pitts gets ranked every year, and he disappoints.
Does nothing.
Now, it's like that thing I sent you from the internet, John, with the Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah.
Do you have that handy? Could you throw that up?
I can try, sure. We let's talk on Facebook.
Man, I forgot the Giants got Darren Waller.
Yep.
Yeah.
But a 3rd round pick.
That was a good pickup for them.
Underpants. How far back was this?
2 weeks, maybe.
Is this one? No.
Let me see if I have it. I might be able to.
I mean, you send me a lot of TikTok.
I know, man, but I just, the stuff I find funny.
I got the 100 pence bananas, the Dallas Cowboys weather report. There I ruined it. Oh, where is this one?
Hold on.
Bijan Robinson ranked 4.
I got it, Ron.
You got it? Okay.
Yep.
This is the Kyle Pitts.
I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. You're gonna live with me now. I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. You're
taking Kyle Pitts in the 3rd round.
I did that a couple years back and then fired.
Yep. And then you
No,
probably took a defense in the 4th round too.
Well, in my dad's league, we have to take starters before we take a bench. That's where it gets real fun too. Then you got this one. Share screen.
Day forecast is looking a little bit like those Dallas Cowboys is peaking in the 90s. Now we look at our 10-day forecast is looking a little bit like those Dallas Cowboys is peaking in the 90s.
That's great. Oh my.
It would have been even greater. It would have been even greater if it was a Philly weatherman.
The Dallas
peak in the 90s.
That was good.
Gary, really from Gary in the chat.
Yeah.
Pulling a Sheldon on you.
Yeah.
Well, that's right, Joe. Like I always tell people, I don't acknowledge my 9th birthday. If you know your NFL history, the last time the Dallas Cowboys won the Super Bowl was January 28th, 1996, my 9th birthday.
Gina, that is absolutely true. I there's a lot of stuff that I find funny, and I will tell you what I always tell my family and everybody else. I said, look, my humor is for my amusement. If you happen to laugh at it too, that's just a bonus. But if I think it's funny, then it's funny to me.
American team, not team. Gary with his autocorrect again.
And I don't think that Dallas is America's team anymore, really, are they?
I don't think so. Joe, do you?
I mean, I don't understand how they were ever America's team, but
yeah, well, they picked it themselves. I mean, they were America's team because they were on TV every week at 4:00. Because Chris Collingsworth had a stiffy every time Troy Aikman walked on the field.
Yeah, not this year. Eagles are the one that's going to be on TV 4:00 every week.
Yeah.
Besides for 3 games.
We only have three 1:00 games. All the rest are 4:00 or prime time.
That's okay. Means I can work 7 to 3:30 on Sundays and not miss any football.
Yeah. I mean, really, if you think about it, is Kansas City now America's team?
I mean,
I don't know.
Sort of debate about that. Let's see.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know that that's the truth, but I'm trying to think of who would assume that,
if we wanted to be historically correct, the country started in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Just saying.
True.
So really, America's team should be the same team that dons America's animal.
Here we go. I like the way you think. As I sit here in my Eagle hat and my Eagle shirt.
I got my on. Hey, excuse me. I got the old school look tonight.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Joe didn't get the memo.
No. I actually had a shirt on earlier that said our city, our state. And it was just, it's the Pennsylvania outline. Shout out to Means if he's still watching.
I mean, I even got the green lights rocking tonight. How you like that?
Oh, wow. Look at you all color.
I just don't know how much more America's team it can get.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, the Eagle, Betsy Ross made the flag. There's a bell.
There's a bell. There's a defective bell.
There's a defective bell. Declaration of Independence.
Yeah. I mean, just because Nick Cage decided to return it.
Yeah, like Gary said, it's a Phillies thing.
What does Dallas have? Like
steers and queers.
I wasn't going to say it. I was not going to say it.
And I don't see no horns on you, boy.
Oh, man. I exactly what I was going to say, Ron. I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. But I think that's a good stopping point. Good stopping point for tonight so we don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm getting yelled at. I think Cole's awake. I gotta go save my wife.
Oh boy.
All right. It was great having you with us tonight, Joe.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It was fun.
Yeah, we have fun here. Whenever we do shows, there's always a crazy moment, at least one. And we just like to have fun and just entertain people.
Yep. And everybody in the chat, we want to thank you guys for stopping in tonight, spending Monday night with us, talking a little sports. And Johnny will run it down.
Yeah, Daisy May, who is Gina, Gary, Gina again on Facebook. Darth made an appearance tonight. Curtis popped in. We had a comment from Stella with Mr. Joe, Ms. Mike Wright popped in at the very beginning, and Diamond also made his presence soon. So it's a quiet night, but productive night. Not going to complain too much about that. Like I said, sports isn't for everybody, but we try to make a show that everybody can like, and Ron will go over that.
Yep. Well, I mean, we got tomorrow night, you got entertainment night with Shannon and Miss Morgan. I'm not sure what they have planned, but it's usually something fun. Wednesday night is trivia night, TNT with me and Johnny. Thursday night is open mic night / the Reverend Grimm Show. If you want to participate in the mature chat, you switch over to Twitch. So you don't get locked up in Facebook jail. Because things can get a little crazy with the Rev. Then you know how that goes. And then Friday night, longest show running on the Basement Show, Friday night movie night. Again, Johnny and I. I'm not sure the topic this week, but we'll figure something out.
We have one, remember?
Yeah, what was it?
We're going to talk about actors and actresses who have passed too soon before their careers were over, and we're going to talk about what movies they could have done later in their career that would have fit a good role for them.
Right. Okay. I remember now.
Like a Robin Williams, Chris Farley, John Belushi, that type of list.
Yep. So, there's something for everybody. Make sure you tune in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, especially on Facebook and all the other formats as well. Once again, thanks to Joe for popping in and spending the night with us tonight.
We appreciate it, guys.
We will see you guys soon. Don't forget, next Tuesday will actually be the anniversary show. Correct?
1 year. Yep. Next Tuesday,
1 year of the Basement Show. The 15th of August. So we're trying to plan something special for that night. So circled on the calendar. We're going to have some special guests pop in. Maybe show a clip or two of some stuff from the past. You never know. We're still kind of planning it out, but we're hoping everybody can join us for that. And then fantasy football. Those of you that are committed, we will be setting up the group chat and getting everybody organized real soon so we can settle on a draft date and get that all together.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth. The biggest thing I'm just going to emphasize is next Tuesday, like Ron said, is the 1 year. It's a pretty incredible milestone to hit. And we can't thank everybody enough for the support that you have all shown us over the first year. The show's not going anywhere. We're hoping to make it bigger, better, and better in the year too. I mean, to get where it's gone so far, this is incredible. I mean, but year 2 is going to be a lot better, I think.
Yep.
So, Joe, if you want, next Monday when you jump back on, we can talk and have another recap of the Philly sports. We'll have an Eagles preseason game to talk about. We can still talk about the fantasy football a little bit more. So, you're available next Monday night. Let us know.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. And I saw Gary comment, said hello, Joe. So thanks, Gary. Appreciate it. Make me feel welcome here.
Hey, anytime we have people on here that we want them to feel welcome and make sure they want to come back. I mean, if you like to have fun, then this is where you should be hanging out. Either it's on camera or in the chat. So
yeah. And congrats, Johnny and Ron and everyone for hitting a year. That's gonna be that's awesome.
It's hard to believe. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very, very hard to believe. I mean, I put countless hours into the show. Ron and all them can contest it. They have to yell at me sometimes because I'm sending on it stuff at 2 o'clock in the morning when I should be asleep. But I'm down here working on a special intro or like a clip for the show. Just always doing something to make the show that much better.
Well,
So,
congrats, guys.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We appreciate it. All right, guys. In that case, have a great night. Be safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Yeah. Have a good night.
See y'all.